Just a quick announcement, would a Mr. Richard Garman please head to the car park? That's a Mr. Richard Garman with a BMW registration BG24YOY. Mr. Richard Garman with a BMW registration BG24YOY. Please head to the car park. Your window is open. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are closing in on our first contest today in the Paddy Power Kabaddi World Cup 2025. If you are new to the game, well, lucky you, we have prepared an explainer video for you. Listen out for the really handsome man giving the voiceover on this video. Enjoy and learn about the fabulous world of Kabaddi. The thrilling game of Kabaddi is a team contact sport played with two teams of 7 players. The goal, simply score more points than your opponents. Played on a unique Kabaddi court, each round of Kabaddi is played in turns, with teams alternating between offense, the raiders, and defense. To start a round, the attacking team sends out one player to be the raider, who tries to score points by touching the defending players before successfully escaping back across the midline, all the while chanting "Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi" repeatedly out loud. If the raider stops chanting at any point, then they are automatically declared out. To get those valuable points, the raider must touch at least one defending player with their hand, the foot, or some other part of their body, and then sprint back past the midline to their half. Once a player is touched by the raider, the defending team tries to tackle the raider using positional teamwork, hustle, and muscle. If the raider is tackled or knocked out of bounds before they get past the midline, the attacking team gets 0 points, while the defenders earn 1 point. Sweet! Though, if the wily raider does make it past the midline, then they get 1 point for every player they touch after passing the fault line, so long as they make it back in just 1 breath. If the daring raider reaches the bonus line with their foot, then they earn 1 additional point on top of any points they earn from touching the defenders. But who will take the risk to go this deep into enemy territory? If the defending team makes a tackle and then the slippery raider escapes home, every player that attempted to tackle the raider counts as a touch defender, and the raider gains even more points. At this moment, touch defenders are declared out, and they leave the court and cannot play in the next round until they are magically revived. If more than 3 defenders go out in one play, it is called a super raid. To revive a teammate, a player must stop an attacking raider or score a point while playing as the raider. When they do, they're allowed to select one teammate to bring back into the game. In very special moments, if there are less than 4 players on defense and they successfully stop a raider before the midline, then this counts as a super tackle. On a super tackle, the defending team gets 2 points and selects 2 teammates to revive. If, however, in this play, all the defending players are knocked out, the attacking team scores an all-out, worth an extra 2 points, plus they chalk up another point for every player on their team. After an all-out, every player on both sides is revived and they re-enter the game for the next round. To keep the Kabaddi World Cup action flowing, a raider has only 30 seconds to score or they lose the round by default. And the team with the highest score at the end of the game is declared the winner. Got it? Great. Then let's make some noise and enjoy some Kabaddi, 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 Kabaddi! Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are minutes away from the first match today. Did you guys all understand the rules? Are you excited for some Kabaddi? All right, on the count of 3, I want to hear you say Kabaddi, 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 Kabaddi. Can you do that for me? 1, 2, 3. Very good, very, very good. If you didn't pick up the rules straight away, don't worry. The more you watch it, the easier it becomes. It's very, very simple. You're going to have a great day. We're going to have loads of fun today. Enjoy yourselves. We're nearly ready for action. And when we are, I will bring it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, could I please get a round of applause for your match officials for the first game? Right, let's get ready to welcome the teams out here. First of all, the first team that's going to be participating is going to be Team India. And welcome their opponents, Team Poland. Before the game starts, we're going to have a face-off.
Welcome in for those just joining us. We are at the Kabaddi World Cup here in Coventry, and you are about to watch Poland versus India. I mean, what an exciting day. I'm Phoebe Schechter. I'm here with Milan.
Milan Korshaw, yeah. Well, Phoebe, it's a pleasure to be sat next to you. For those of you who don't know, Phoebe is a former England captain, and well, her presence here today will really add some good insight into particularly the female game. We've seen India, unsurprisingly, take a strong first stance. Their first steps in this tournament have been as expected, whereas Poland have really struggled to sort of keep pace with those expectations. It is a younger squad, but it'll be interesting to see how they fare against some world-class opposition today.
Absolutely. I mean, this is always going to be a tough challenge facing India, a team that are known for this sport, but also the amount that they practice. Looking at 6 hours a day they've been training.
Well, it eclipses Poland's, but it's not to say there's not been a lot of work that's gone into Poland's side. As I said, it's a young side. It's an investment for the future, but today against India, it might be overshadowed by more experience, better physicality.
But what a great opportunity for Poland to play against the best within it. A nice start for India as well, just getting a feel. Poland here, really nice tackle there by India, pushing Poland out of bounds, getting them their second point of the day.
Yeah, both sides have threatened to get the bonus point. India more successful. You see the physicality starting to take effect there. The Polish raider just sort of froze when the dash came in, and it wasn't too much of a fight against the Indian defender.
It's always hard when you've got a team that are so good at these kicks as well. It just threatens you, puts you on your back foot a little bit, and their speed within it is terrific. Another point for India there. Just really well done. Very technical with all of their moves.
Yeah, it's really well executed. Something unsettling about seeing a back kick heading towards your face, especially when you're taking your first steps in the sport. But India proving to be more dominant over the first couple of minutes of this fixture.
I think some of it probably will be the nerves as well for Poland. Just trying to shake off those first few nerves going against such a great side as India like this. And you said it earlier, Poland are the younger team. This is a great start for them. The amount of experience they're going to be able to leave this competition with and say they've literally played against the best.
Yeah, I mean, here the raider is, for me, I know her personally. It's Alicia. She's represented Poland for a couple of years, and she's always been such a pillar of their success. It's important not to get demoralised, whatever happens in this fixture, and I think she keeps a good composure. It's just important that her younger teammates follow suit. It's important not to let heads drop here.
Absolutely, and you're so spot on. Just got to keep the communication going between the team, keep the heads up, utilize your strengths. You've got speed, you've got great limb length here. Keep India moving. Start to get a bit of a feel. There's not been much of that yet so far, but trust yourself, get the flow going. They they sit a lot higher, India do, than a lot of the other European teams that we play against. So that plays a little bit of a role here too.
Just a bit eager there from the defender. It's difficult to attack India because it seems like there's just not really a weakness that you can exploit, and hands really start going in the air from the Polish side. It gets to after about 10 raids and you struggle to get a single point.
I honestly liked what Poland did before in terms of the defense. Oh, nice job. In terms of the defense, I just felt like the other defender needed to come help her. She actually had an opportunity, but that's the threat that India delivers, is you're just unsure.
Yeah, these raiders are going to be hard to stop, certainly. You know, first all out of the game has come in India's advantage. It'll be interesting to see how Poland return to the courts. There's better composure, better discipline and organisation. Narrow miss with the touch there in the corner.
Good, nice move. Get together. I get too excited. Millen, I'm so excited for them.
If you see Phoebe run into the corner, don't be alarmed. It's great support from, I think number 17 crossed the line in that support there, and India were granted the point. Raider safe. The assumption there is that if the defender had not crossed the line, the Raider would have made it back safely.
I think they should walk away with some confidence from that they are able to do it. India aren't that Goliath. You can attack them in that way. And so I think from a stopping side, they should have a bit more confidence in themselves here.
No, exactly. It's such a psychological boost seeing, your opponent actually be beaten in those one-on-one moments.
And sometimes when you play against such a great side, you've got to be able to take risks as well. And so when you see number 6 from India get so deep like that, you've got to trust the rest of your team to come over and really assist within that tackle.
Poland happy to, at the time, burn here.
That in its own right is its own tactic, is almost remembering you don't have to get every single raid. You can let it breathe a little bit and just be aware of your surroundings. That is just the awareness of India. I mean, they absolutely fall and just find the line every single time. And you can see that there's moments of greatness from Poland here in terms of the way they're all coming together for the tackle. You've just got to be able to completely at one forge this beautiful wall.
It's difficult, especially when the Raiders are such strong players. That chain is proving to be a pretty crucial asset in the Indian defense here. Poland happy to surrender just to revive the team. Timeout called here by Poland. 2 minutes for the managers to have a respective discussion with their teams. Poland will be looking to manage how they can adapt to India. Phoebe, in those instances when your back's against the wall and hands are in the air, it's uncertainty, how would you inspire confidence in this side?
I think you have to look at, you're ultimately trying to find what success is for you. You probably know coming to a game like this that you're not going to walk away necessarily with a gigantic win, right? So what are the goals that we can have? Let's make sustainable, real goals. We want to try and get the next stop. We want to, as all 7 of us come together, make that beautiful tackle together. Perhaps it's, hey, as a Raider, I want to be able to just move the line of India, get them tired out. So maybe it's not you as the Raider that is the one that's having the true point, but it's the one that comes after you because you've exhausted them for those 30 seconds, move them laterally. So dig deep within and understand how this is benefiting your team.
Krzysztof Sawicki and Ronald Patel leading the team talk there, 2 pillars of the Polish men's team. Poland were successful in the summer beach tournament where they were the hosts, The women's team finishing in the first place position. The Raider just wriggled free of that first tackle. It raised nerves in the Indian defence, but they were quick to bring her back down. Good effort, a bit more fight.
Absolutely. A lot more fight there, and it's really exactly what you need to be seeing from this Polish team. They're going to motivate each other. You know, you play, so you understand how watching your teammates leave it all out there really just helps elevate the entire team.
Yeah, I think in these moments, Alicia with a crunching leg dive. In these moments, when you're inexperienced, you look along the lines and see who you can rely on, who you can put your trust in to get the points in those big moments. And number 20 on that right corner, Alicia, with alongside the Raider, who has just returned to the mat. There are two senior players in this Polish side, and they are leading by example. It's about fostering a mentality that's unconquerable in these big moments. That chain again.
You're so right, and the India chain is something that is one of their greatest strengths. A lot of other countries have not been able to really sustain it in that same manner. It's so dangerous, and it's so hard as a Raider deciding where to go in those moments. Do you go underneath? Do you jump over the top? Do you push off? The mentality of it all going on in those incredible quick seconds.
Playing against these world-class defenses is how you improve as a Raider. And over time, you know, teams will adapt to this. It'll be interesting to see Hong Kong later today, how they perform. They had a great outing earlier in the tournament against Hungary women, where the game was fairly one-sided. India really starting to look like a dominant force in the women's division this year.
Yeah, a team that, like you were talking about earlier, with there being the beach kabaddi, you've got circular, you've got rectangular, so many different variations, and truly India has succeeded and excelled in a majority of those levels of competition. And you watch their footwork, look at their confidence, the way that they're able to move together. They really move as one. It's a real great standard for the rest of us to try and achieve.
Brilliant double leg hold there.
One point, India.
Number 8 in India.
The decisiveness is so exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think number 20 was getting a bit repetitive in the raid. It was sort of side to side, and you could either run down the clock as the Indian defense and let them sort of return empty-handed, or you could just stop them once the fatigue started to settle in. A bit of inexperience there in that super tackle opportunity.
I think that's where you have to be with. You have to go with conviction. Against a team like this, you can't hold back at all. You've got to be all in those moments.
Half-heartedness in that super tackle opportunity, but then she was caught in the pursuit on the way back.
No, you outside.
And that's where the tactics really come in, where India has such a great feel on this. You've got to be aware at all times. They force you to be so focused.
Well, this might be an interesting point here. The defender walked straight off. I'm not sure if the Raider went into check. The rules state that once the defender goes off in those last man situations, the Raider still has to check in the raid, and if not, it is a super tackle. I'm not sure if she did check. I didn't personally see it, but it'd be interesting to see if that was that's what happened. Either way, leading into the second quarter, India 28-point lead. It's looking like a steep uphill battle for Poland.
Yeah, I mean, again, you asked me earlier, when you're in this position as an athlete, how do you overcome these moments? You've been against some tough opponents in your time. What happens there?
Yeah, it's really difficult to take a step back and look at things as an analyst, to study your own game without any bias or with the knowledge. And listen, discussion is critical here. You need to talk. You need to understand you need to be on the same wavelength as your teammates. As a Raider, trying something new is uncomfortable. You obviously have your strengths. the parts of your game that you rely on, but when they're not working, it may be time to just rotate, get some fresh legs in.
Hello? Sorry.
One thing's for certain, though. Poland must be aggressive from here on out. They want to take this seriously. The margin is growing. India have been dominant, too much to handle, and their skills have overshadowed those of their opponents today. Nonetheless, spirits remain high in the Polish camp. The men's team is gathered in the stands to bring support there for their compatriots, and Poland here to kickstart the second quarter of the game.
Feeling a little bit more controlled here. It's interesting to see this Raiders style, more of that kind of lateral shuffle and movement. You want to see a little bit more quickness from your Raiders in those moments, but again, it's developing. They're getting better throughout this, and even elongating the raid we saw in that first quarter. It was immediately going in, trying to get a touch. Now pace yourself a little bit. Get that feel of the India stoppers.
Yeah, it's a bit of hesitancy and uncertainty. Number 7 is feeling a little bit demoralized by that, but one thing I would say to her is that you're pioneering this sport for your country. You're taking the first steps, and you've taken the torch and run. You should be very proud of yourself. You are playing world-class opposition here. Use this as an opportunity to improve the game, to take the skills home and be a better side in the next outing. But for now, there's nothing but pride playing for your country on the world stage.
I think it's exciting to think about all the different athletes we're slowly bringing into this sport, looking at whether we've had some MMA players, wrestlers, people from American football and other sports. Fantastic job.
Number 10, number 79, 2 point, India.
Unfortunate for Poland there. That was better on the teamwork. Faster support. Do we have an injury here?
Poland, right?
Right.
Alicia stepping up here.
Yeah, someone to really lead them. She brings so much confidence to this Poland side.
There's a calmness in her face and a determination you can't really describe. It's sort of this, such a strong character.
I love the wry smile as well.
1 point, India.
I think she just lost her footing going into that. The chain tackle seems to come across that, and the step on the outside, I think, might have been on. I think she saw that and just tried to go for it. That's a fantastic ankle hold in the right corner there.
Fantastic ankle holds by number 17 from Poland.
You're out first. No. Out first. 1 point, India.
1 point, India.
Yes, you're out first.
Oh, well, we'll have to have a better angle than that. Obviously, as a spectator of the sport, as a player and a passionate fan, you want to see that tackle point given, especially in the circumstances. But if she did step out, it's an unfortunate and costly error.
And that's where the experience really comes to play. You have got to have such a feel for the boundaries here.
1 point, Poland.
Really nice job. Way to come back from that moment.
1 point, 1 point. Come, 1 point. 1.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion, but we're back.
Good.
And that's where it gets a little bit complicated, and there's a bit of integrity and honesty that has to come with these moments. And did you touch her? Did you not? And it can go both ways. That's why our officials are so talented at what they do. They have to see split-second, minute moments.
As you said, it's
1 point, India.
deceit also plays such a crucial part of the game. If there's a narrow miss and a raider claims it, it puts the decision on the referee, and sometimes it's just a 50-50. There is no VAR in this.
Bonus point, Poland.
Number 23 has been very promising in the last 2 raids. 2 points in 2 raids there.
I think she's hoping some of her team will be able to come back and help her out.
3 point, India.
That's certainly a good sight, though, for Poland. Alicia has been taking some of the raids. So is number 3 there on the right in support.
Right.
But number 23 can be proud of herself there.
Right.
She's doing a fantastic job in high-stakes moments, really doing amazing work to be able to bring her team back.
Number 3 bringing a bit more energy into this raid. Running on the outside shoulder. The chain did get her. She's not looking. And she escapes free.
1 more. Point in Poland.
You can see how much every point means to this side.
Since the end of that last quarter, I mean, this Poland side are a totally new team. They've shaken some of those nerves that they had early on. Now they should really be able to feel good about themselves. I mean, a great kick there by India. Those kicks are so lethal. You have to have cat-like reflexes in order to almost matrix style your way out of it.
Yeah, I think Alicia started to retreat a little bit too fast there in that corner, and it gave the raider a free attack in the middle. Something to watch for is if they start threatening the middle, the corners need to compensate. And again, as you say, it's experiences. They feel that freedom to go in the middle, which is normally the most dangerous part to attack, but they're not feeling the pressure here, India. It's been a fairly comfortable test. That said, Alicia goes in for a single leg hold.
1 point, Poland.
True stoic of the game.
Absolutely. No emotion shown on that. Just an absolute pro and understands how important that is for their defense right now.
No, superb mentality to not let it become an emotional game. Maintaining that rationality, that clear mind is key. It's a critical element of just staying composed.
Are you an emotional player? Or are you stoic?
I am very, I'm an emotional stoic.
I feel like that's a cop-out.
Well, it's a lot of crying, a lot of crying. Oh, Alicia again here.
Right out. 1 point, Poland.
You see the respect there between the two sides. The raider acknowledging the improved opponent that she's now facing here in the second quarter. It's good to see when a team starts settling and gets more confident. There's a bit less regard about the scoreline, more about just playing for the love of the game, and that's what Poland is showing here, and they're benefiting from it.
No, they are. And sometimes when you just start to enjoy what you're doing and you almost take some of that pressure off, you play so much more freely. And great things like this happen for them.
Certainly a rosier period of the game for them. Number 8 has proven to be such a difficult tackle for this Polish side. A low center of gravity, fast on her feet, good physicality. Would take a lot to take all that momentum out of her raids. She does threaten the bonus. Did look like she got it. We'll see what the refs say.
Bonus point, India.
India.
Right.
The lead nearing 40 points now.
Poland have done a nice job of closing the gap, though, and they're just starting to move around a lot more. They're starting to threaten into that corner a bit more. All the things you want to see from an improving team. The strength of this India side, I mean, they're just phenomenal to be able to watch. All of them have such athleticism.
It's such an opportunity for everyone involved to learn from these athletes and obviously show respect during the game, but no one should bow their heads to anyone in this tournament. I think the World Cup is what makes it so beautiful, so unique, is there's an opportunity to raise some eyebrows, cause some upsets.
And you love to see the camaraderie. You can hear the Polish men's side cheering for their women's teammates there. That's what this is all about. All the countries, we've got children from local schools here as well. So excited to be able to see Kabaddi playing in real life for the first time outside of Asia. Fantastic job for this World Cup.
Yeah, there's been a real lid on this sport, and so many have been working in the dark to just cast one ray of light on it, show the sport that they're in love with to the wider world. And this World Cup is such a great contributor to the sport's growth. Everyone's just happy to be here, having worked so hard over the past few years. You know, this pioneers left, right, centre. Yourself, Phoebe, we're all familiar with, you know, the groundwork you laid in with the England squad, but Christoph here has been here for the start for the Polish side, and the Indian side have played in the Pro Kabaddi League for nearly a decade now. There's so much experience here, but the sport is still in its primitive stages here in the UK.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think it's incredible, and I'm sure you've seen it along the years now as well. It's incredible to see the growth over here from the pro league that we have now, operating across the UK, to ultimately watching the universities. That's been such a great point of bringing in new people to the sport, and I think that's the biggest thing. You get to come to a World Cup like this and you see how many people from so many different backgrounds.
Well, it's been a dominant performance from India so far. There have been some excellent plays from Poland as well. Right now I am joined by Hanel, who herself is a young Kabaddi player. In fact, I understand you were playing in a tournament yesterday, is that right?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No.
But you got player of the match, I heard.
Last year, yeah.
Okay. So are you a big... Which team are you supporting today?
India.
India. And they're doing well, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's exciting to see them live here in Coventry.
Yes.
Yeah, what have you liked the most about the team?
Like how they get the person, like how they hold them and like quickly circle them around.
Are you learning things watching them as well, thinking I'm going to incorporate this in my Kabaddi?
Yeah.
Would you like to play Kabaddi for India one day?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, fantastic. That's really good. And who else are you looking for? What other teams are you looking forward to seeing?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. But you're excited to see India, right?
Yeah.
And they're winning. They're winning really well at the moment. Is that good? Are you happy about that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you want to give us a cheer for India? No, okay, don't worry. Let's hear it for Hanel, everybody. Give her a round of applause. Are you guys enjoying yourselves? Are you having fun, guys? Fantastic. Well, the action's going to continue very, very soon.
And welcome back. You just saw there some of the interviews that we're doing with the school children here. I mean, they are so thrilled. When I walked in this morning, they were all lined up just chanting and screaming and dancing. I mean, you pull up here and the stadium is just absolutely phenomenal on such a beautiful day. The Coventry Building Society Arena it just brings so much joy to you, thinking that we've got Kabaddi being played on such a massive stage right now, and how cool for some of these school children to be able to come here and enjoy this sport. We're able to see it being played around the world now. So it's exciting. And back to our Poland team, you can see how passionate they are. Number 7 seeming a little bit upset in the moment, but I think that's the passion. They want to do such a great job and be successful and do their country proud. And that's what sport's about, the emotion that it brings out in these moments. And the joy, of course, 23, who has really been such a stalwart as a raider, getting multiple points within back-to-back raids, and as a defender, taking risks and chances when the time really steps up. And here you've got India, who are just taking everything in stride. They do a really nice job of being able to just stay calm and cool and collected throughout this. I think what's really important is, and great to see, are some of the men's coaches that helping to coach with the women's teams, passing on that expertise. I know even with Team England, we've had so many phenomenal coaches from the men's team coming along, and that back-to-back experience is terrific. Now within Kabaddi, we have our reserves on the side. You're allowed 12 players, 5 reserves on the side, and it looks that number 7 has hurt her shoulder in these moments. So perhaps a new game plan when you're bringing in a new position, a new player at a new position. The game plan will have to adjust a little bit, and I know she feels disappointed that she can't be out there competing with her team, but this is where you're there in mentality and spirit and giving so much energy to the rest of your athletes who are on the pitch right now. Halftime, the teams switch sides, and so they've got another way to attack. It changes everything. It's all about the tactics within this game. First to raid is India. Coming in, cool, calm, collected. What's great to see from these raiders is their ability to pivot and change direction. You watch when they raid, they come across in that immediate change back to directions. There's no stress to have to get the raid on that first one. Good, number 8 who's come in to replace number 7, letting her get a feel early on. Again, quite a young side here. But think about the experience that this will carry with them going forward into the future. Really nice job by the India Raider on that. The ability to kick, push off, that's the physicality that this team really offers. A little uncertainty from the Poland side on who is raiding. But 23 taking on the challenge. As a raider, you're constantly looking around. Your eyes need to be everywhere. You need to feel the corner on the back, especially because of the chain that they offer. Your awareness has to be so high. I love the attempt there from Poland, number 10. Came across, and that's why it's so important within this sport. Although at times it looks like individuals, especially when you only have perhaps 2 stoppers, you need to be able to work together and almost have this unspoken body language between the two of you.
Get out.
3-point, India.
Go out. 3-point, India. Time out, Poland.
Good, an early timeout from Poland right now. Current score 54-8. Again, you bring in new people into the mix. It changes your game plan a little bit, so it'll be important right now to truly just find your rhythm, get that confidence back, communicate. You want to be able to see them coming together. You look at the India side all in a huddle together. That's what you want to get Poland into that rhythm of doing. Taking on those leadership roles. Good, and there's just a little bit of a reset on the India side right now, and off we go again. Good, starting to switch in the Raiders a little bit. And even just understanding as you're raiding, you can come in deep a little bit, and then it's ultimately that little bit of a turn away from the defense, just giving you, inviting you that extra space. As a stopper, I always find it so interesting to watch how different people operate in terms of when you're creating the chain. Some like to hold the wrist, some like to hold the hand, some choose to be the one that's being held as well. These are all real minute elements of it, but they make a big difference in how you play the sport. If you're someone that is maybe more of the attacker and you feel like you're willing to go, you might want to be the one that's held onto just in case you want to just leave a little bit more than normal. Good, and our new raider back out again for the second time, number 8, checking in for the raid. Nice, quick footwork, keeping her eyes up.
1 point, Poland.
And 1 point, great job. That will give the young players so much confidence. You can see the smiles coming across from her. Oh, it was a great idea there. They had the raider in the right position. I think she might have gotten hit in the face a little bit on that. Good, and with success from 8, she goes back in again as the raider. Starting to be a little bit more aware of where the India defenders are.
Without 1 point, India.
I think when you don't play against a chain as strong as India has, it's hard to almost prepare yourself for it, because ultimately you're looking to, in a split second, make a decision. Am I going to duck underneath this? Am I going to jump over the top of it? And it is challenging to do within those seconds. But Poland feel good in those last minutes. They would much rather to have their whole team out there. Give themselves another chance here. And their rookie number 8 goes back out again.
Without 1 point, India.
And again, India is back out getting the bonus. It's a risk to take, and it's paid off for them again. The bonus line you can go for when there's 6 or more players out.
Bonus point, India.
And when you do that, it means you don't have to necessarily touch one of the stoppers. Now, you could go for a bonus and attempt to touch one of the stoppers as well. That's kind of the beauty of it, and that's how you can add even more points into this.
1 point, India.
I love the idea that 12 had. It's that footwork, that ability to stop on a dime and then cut back up towards the midpoint line. And of course, throughout all of this, making sure that you are repeating Kabaddi, showing that mental, physical, emotional toughness. That's one of my favorite things about Kabaddi is it truly originates from the spirit of the warrior. Used as a sport in terms of training soldiers back in the day, They needed to make sure that their soldiers would be able to focus in these intense environments and doing that whilst holding their breath. Complete control.
1 point, Poland. 1 point, India.
1 point, India.
All out. 5 point,
5
India.
point, India.
The awareness, again, we've talked about from how great India are at being able to fall and reach for the line. They just know where it is. They have such a great feeling for where it is.
Right.
Just a little bit more conviction from that Poland side, running across to make that stop. You can see how high India are playing. They're not afraid. Oh, and the ankle grab, one of the toughest to get out of. India are one of the best teams at doing that. We saw a really great one earlier from Poland, but the ankle grab, it makes you feel like you're stuck in the mud. It's incredible how you can't get out of it. But the focus in order to do that and the snake-like reflexes. That was such a better attempt there.
1 point, Poland.
1 point, Poland.
Such a better attempt there from Poland. You see the rest of the team coming around, grabbing the hand of the India defender, and then you've got the furthest Poland defender stopping the legs of her teammate from crossing that midpoint. That's what you need to see. That's the focus and discipline that is required here. Good, an empty raid there, and that's fine. Sometimes you hear that buzzer go off and it starts to make you feel a little bit nervous and like you're crunched for time. But it's okay. As you play more of this and settle into the game, you feel like you can take those moments. It's hard in that time. You have to not feel like you're pressured into making a stop that's unnecessary. But we are now end of the quarter, only one more to go, and current score is 78-11. That's India to Poland. What a match that we're watching here today. Both sides putting up such a battle. That second quarter so far from Poland has definitely been their best to date, and India have continued to prove why they are one of the strongest sides within this Kabaddi World Cup for the women's. The physicality, the teamwork, it's so exciting to watch. And that's not to take away from what Poland have been doing so far. Their raiders, 20 through, doing a great job. 8 coming in to replace the injured number 7, and her ability to shake off that fear completely. It also looks like we might have another substitution coming in right now for Poland. This is a great opportunity, getting more of their athletes game time. There is no replacement for playing matches like this. I always remember when I played India and how much I enjoyed the competition, and despite us losing to India in the finals, we truly learned so much from playing against such a good side, and you take those tools and skills back with you into your training, into how you develop, and understanding what elite looks like and feels like, and how we can try and chase greatness the way that India has been able to do that. There are so many different skills involved within Kabaddi. It's one of the things that makes it so terrific, from the literal grip strength to the tactical side, the movements. You want to be able to be as well-rounded an athlete as possible, and this sport really brings out the best within us. Oh, we love to see that from Poland. A great team cheer before starting this last quarter. 33, who's come in as a substitute, starting the raid.
One point, India.
It's always tough to be the first one to start a raid, especially when you're fresh into the game against a side like this. But 33 did a nice job. There's just some little things that as you go against some of these better teams, turning your back on them can be very challenging and risky at times. And a good side will take advantage of that. India understand that they don't need to be raiding for the entire time. They want to try and slow the clock down. It is very exhausting to be able to be raiding every other play, every 30 seconds. It goes by so quickly. Great awareness there. Well done from number 7.
Time out, India. Time out. Time out, India.
And forcing a timeout for India early on. I mean, I think that's a great time for India to be able to recap, understand what's happening to their line right now, have a bit of conversation, and that was right off the back of a raid. So this is what makes it so fascinating within the tactics of this sport. Even watching the huddles now, Poland in a much more team together conversation, which is what they've really needed this whole time. And we hear that the Poland cheering. Yeah, what a nice job by Poland. This is looking more like what they did in the second quarter. Oh, and that was just what I was talking about, was showing your back to the team. You've got to be able to keep your head on a swivel. Now, 8 looks like she's hurt herself a little bit on that, so hopefully she will be okay. Good, you just watch the ease in which India use their footwork, their ability to turn their hips. Oh, so close there for Poland, dedicating themselves to the stop on that one. Good, getting some movements and staying in bounds. Well done, number 12 from Poland. Oh, nice job from their leader there. Just needed a little bit more conviction from the rest of her team. She might have just had a little bit of a bang to the nose on that one. But we heard Millen talking earlier how stoic she is and what a great team leader she is for her team.
One point, India.
Point, India.
Good, this is where precisely what we just saw, 17 needs to push number 6 back.
India.
Good, 12 using that footwork. Oh, and almost had it. I thought she might be able to cut back up to the midline. You gotta love the heart and determination of this team. They have a never give up mentality. Now, it's always tough in this situation. 33 has got to commit when she sees her corner in that situation.
One point,
India.
India.
No, number 8. Out.
Out.
You out. You out.
There are still some rules that teams are playing. Again, we heard Millen talking earlier. There's so many different variations of this incredible sport, from beach kabaddi, which Poland have been very successful in, to rectangular, what we're witnessing here today, circular, which is another formation. I mean, there's so many great ways to play this incredible sport. Now, within rectangular kabaddi, there are weight categories for women's and for men's, and that makes a big difference in terms of, you see the size of the people tend to be quite similar. So for women's, for example, it's 75 kilograms. What a nice tackle there from India. I mean, just so technical, and the patience. She allows the raider to run right into her. And that's where you'll see some of the other teams. You bring to life some of those wrestling skills, and you can utilize that here. Get the push down and push yourself off of the stopper when they're in that tackle ready position. Fantastic job. Poland managing to stay in bounds. Those ankle grabs are just incredible. It's the second one that we have seen today from the Poland corner, number 17. Absolutely terrific. And it starts to make those stoppers not want to go into that corner. And who are you going to push them into? Well, your stoic leader on the other side. Good. This is the time to leave it all out there. Take those risks. Perhaps looking to be a little bit higher on the backside there from 33 and 20. When you're a raider, that's the sort of thing you're looking for. How high do you see that chain on the backside? How do they operate together? Teams like this start to get tendencies. Some like to use the chain, as we see India doing. Some will separate and attack in different angles. You see the eyes there from the corner looking at her other teammates and ultimately giving that sign of, all right, I'm going to do this and we're going to go now. So much unspoken body language being used in these moments, but you've got to turn around. Fantastic job. Good, you've got to get the height up here.
Do or die.
So it's a do or die raid now.
India. Do or die.
So do or die raid, this occurs when you've gone for back-to-back empty raids like this. So essentially she's got to be able to touch one of the stoppers as she just has in that moment.
1 point, India.
Good, we're under 2 minutes left. Again, just turning their back on the defense like that, it's really challenging. You've got to be able to keep your head on a swivel, essentially. Nice low center of gravity. Good, and so you watch in that moment, the chain has been established, and India know that they can pretty much hold their ground in that situation. That's where you've got to make that quick time decision. Am I going to go under? Am I going to go over? How do I always have an idea of where the midpoint is? You watch when India raids, a lot of times their hands are slightly out in front of them, and this is to make sure that they're able to push off of anybody. They keep that low center of gravity, feet constantly moving. They've got to be able to create that space. Oh, we're in the last minute now. So exciting here for this Poland versus India match. Good, the integrity of the game coming forwards, saying she did not get the point. So you love to see that, right? 7 went to go for the jump in that moment. I love the attempt at a different game plan. Good, this should be our last raid. Maybe not if we're gonna push back across. Good. Just keeping your eyes in the middle.
India.
And that is game. Wow, what a great match between India and Poland. I think you reflect back on it, and of course, India just such a stalwart of the game, such a true champion and opponent throughout this. Never lost their cool, but for Poland, there are so many positives to take away from this. Their performance from start to finish just elevated throughout, with multiple athletes coming in as substitutes and really filling in those gaps just in their stride. So well done to Poland. They should be so proud of themselves. And of course, congratulations to our champions, India, 104-15. Now we've got more exciting matches ahead for you, and this fun does not stop. This has been incredible. We've been having this touring element of the Kabaddi World Cup, multiple locations across the Midlands, from Wolverhampton to here in Coventry. We've got Birmingham and Walsall coming up as well, really showing all of the Midlands, this incredible sport, bringing the culture and spirit of Kabaddi to your local door. So make sure you stay tuned. Please keep hanging out with us throughout the day. We'd love to hear if there's anything that you want to know about the sport of Kabaddi. I know there's people tuning in from all over, and we're so excited to have you here as we share this absolutely incredible sport with you.
Right, we're very close to our second match today. Are you guys having fun? Give us a wave, everybody. Give me a wave. Just like that. Everybody like that. Here we go. All of you. Everybody join in. Very good. Yes, everybody having fun. We've got more Kabaddi coming for you very, very soon. We've got 2 more fantastic teams, including the next team that's coming out has 2 players who played for the Coventry Chargers as well. The 2 Coventry players are in one of the next 2 teams. I'll tell you more about that very, very soon. We're nearly ready to get underway here at Coventry. Right, ladies and gentlemen, can I please get a round of applause for your match officials for the second game today here at the 2025 Kabaddi World Cup. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome out the first team for the second match today. It's Team Scotland! Their opponents, please welcome Team...
Welcome back to everyone. We are just starting. It is Scotland versus Italy, and my goodness, what a match this is going to be. I want to bring it straight to the conversation around Scotland, because yesterday Scotland played India in a tie game, 64-64. Now, India have been one of the favorites coming in to this tournament, so that was a huge deal. And Italy previously playing Wales and losing to Wales 71-32. So these 2 teams have a lot to prove here today, and they are going to be leaving it all out there. You can see the excitement from these 2 sides already. This is exactly what it's all about. I mean, how incredible. 2 amazing European countries coming together right here in the Midlands. Our officials are so excited about it. Our coin toss is happening now. Scotland have called to be on that side of the court. For all those just joining this is the first men's match of the day, and we are here located in the beautiful Coventry Building Society Arena. It's absolutely stunning. I drove in this morning, the sun was shining, and I could see all the school children running in. You can hear them across the stream. They are so excited. They may be cheering for Scotland in particular right now, but representing the home countries here, Scotland, Wales, England, all being huge parts of this Kabaddi World Cup, the first one outside of Asia. And Italy starts with the raid. What a great way for Scotland to be able to start this. The physicality that they really bring is phenomenal. They've had a team for years now. They've competed across the globe. Some players playing in the Kabaddi Pro League. You watch the footwork. That's what I really love about this side. But the determination to rush across and find that midpoint line from the Raider, absolutely phenomenal. Italy diagnosing the situation. Good low center of gravity, light on the toes. You see a lot more of the men doing the reach for the foot when trying to attack another team. My goodness, number 7 again with the tackle. This Scotland side proving to be very physical, and speaking with some of the athletes before the game, they wanted to make sure that they let the world know it wasn't just a fluke that they won and tied with India yesterday, that they are a true dominant side. Good, a new raider in for Italy. Using a little bit more of the physicality. We do find that sometimes you've got a couple different styles of raiders. You've got ones that come in super fast with the physicality, some that want to play it slow a little bit, and you've got those quick twitch right in there like a little cobra. Good, playing the game a little bit. It is so hard in those one-on-one situations. And you look at the limb length right there of Karan. I mean, it is so hard to defend.
3 points, 1 for Lana. Scotland.
So keep in mind, we talked a little bit earlier about weight categories. For women, we talked about it's 75 kilos. For men, it's 85 kilos, and these athletes have to be weighed in. Wow, nice ankle grab. Again, that one-on-one matchup they just had previously, from raider to stopper. This game is so physical. You see Jassa starting to get a feel for what the line is from this Kabaddi stopping side. The ability to flip his hips and change direction makes him so dangerous.
Number 11.
The seats are filling now. More school children joining us to witness this incredible sport, and the relentless Scotland chants coming across the microphones. They are so excited to see Scotland represented. The calm and coolness of Karan as he crosses the line, goes.
Number 2, Scotland.
A bonus point as well on top of that. It's so hard to see, but when you're watching, you're looking for the first line, which is the balk line. You need to check your raid. That's how you initiate your raid when you first get into it. And the second line is the bonus line. So this is what you can do when there's 6 or more players. Go for a bonus as well. And ultimately, for either of these lines, you've got to essentially prove that you've got all your weight on the one foot. Fantastic job by Italy. They weren't letting Jassa play around with them anymore. It's the team tackling in this. You have to move as one. That's how the best teams operate within Kabaddi. Oh, and a leaping and reach. Absolutely fantastic job there. So 6 stoppers out. Italy again testing their luck here. Oh, and a fantastic job. All he needs to do now is roll back over across the midpoint line. Should be very pleased with that. A physical raid for sure. That's what you love to see, the differences in these two teams and how they attack. Number 9 of Scotland is just so great at that long reach. Oh, he was trying to say that he got 2 touches on that, but we've talked about it previously. There may be a slight discrepancy, and the other official confirming that is 2 points for Scotland. We said it early, and they're setting the tone in this first quarter. They want the world to know it was no accident that they beat and tied with India yesterday. But when you've got a game like this, so in a leap there, when you've got a game like this, every single point counts. You can't let Italy creep back in. It builds momentum so much here. Good, Italy has a nice low center of gravity, bit of physicality, make a move, and a reach. That's what's so dangerous. And an extra point there, my goodness. Good, a little timeout. You can see the Scotland coach just trying to regroup his team there. They all need to just take a deep breath, settle. They started strong. Their points from rating have been terrific, but they've got to be able to find a way as stoppers on defense to work together here. You love the confidence coming across from those Italy coaches as well. Really just emphasizing the work that's going on there. Utilizing their own strengths. That's such a key part of this. Good, 6 are out. The bonus is alive here. You'll start to see a little bit of playing around. Scotland's getting a little bit hungry there. A lot of times, if you're unsure if you got the bonus or not, you look to the officials. They'll give you a thumbs up if it goes well. Wow, what a nice kick there. It is so hard to defend a kick. Well done by number 6 from Italy. It was a nice idea. You've got the physicality coming across from number 11. The rest of his team probably weren't on the same page as him, though. You've got to be completely joined as one. We talk so much about the unspoken body language that's expressed from teammate to teammate. And you see how you've always got to have somebody coming around the top. Now that is to make sure that the raider does not extend their limbs to try and cross the midpoint. Because if they were to extend and get across, however many people are either in contact with them or that they have touched previously, that's the amount of points that are awarded.
Number 2.
It's great to have such an exciting game like this. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It makes this time fly so quickly. I can't believe that we're under 30 seconds left in this first quarter here. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of tactics as well. You might send 2 raiders to the line. Now, of course, only 1 can cross the line, but 2 will walk up there, and so therefore the stoppers have to be aware of who may actually go. Fantastic job there by the Italy defense. Really reining in that grab and that reach out from the Scotland Raider. And that is end of the first quarter. What a fantastic first quarter that has been. The score almost doesn't feel like it's reflecting the energy, excitement, passion from both these teams out here. At the moment, both teams getting coached up. This is the beauty. We talk so much also about how you've got your 5 reserves. So you're able to have 12 on a team, 7 on the court at a time. It helps to conserve energy. It allows for other tactics to be installed. You're not really able to be coaching whilst the players are on the court or cheering, which is why you see the teammates are not cheering for each other out loud in those moments. It's almost similar to some of the other sports you might have out there, such as canoeing or kayaking. You're not able to be giving coaching points whilst they're out there working. And here we go, kicking off the second quarter in this second game of the Kabaddi World Cup here in Coventry. This is our first men's game of the year, of the day, excuse me. Good, you see the communication there from the Scotland side. And the bell goes to say there's 10 seconds left in the raid. It's an empty raid, and that is completely okay. As stoppers, especially where you're in the chain, you might have some sort of body language, maybe a squeeze of the hand or some sort of noise or sound that you might make that lets your partner know we're going to go for it or we're going to hold strong in those moments. Good. An empty raid for both. You'll hear the term do or die as well. This is essentially you can't go back-to-back empty raids. So you need to be able to get a point, whether it's bonus or a point from touching a defender. And here, do or die for Scotland as well. Grant is just so good at the bonus point. It really plays such a benefit to have those long limbs like that.
Bonus point, Scotland!
Good, the signals, you see it coming right there. You're getting the snaps. That is letting his teammates know something's going to come. As the cheers get louder from the school kids. Oh, we might have a little bit of an injury there. Number 9 seems to have injured himself on that play. Really nice movement from the Scotland defense here. Ooh, and that's where that real communication goes. You've got to be able to be on the same page, trust your opponent, trust your teammate in those moments to be able to hold strong. If you're creating that chain, you've got to be able to commit to that completely. Great reach. I mean, just the length of the athletes here. Good little bit of communication on the sideline, making sure they're all on the same page. You start to see tendencies from some of these Raiders. Some like to come in and always go to the same side. You see a lot with number 9, loving to go down to that right corner. It is something for the Scotland side to be aware of. And it helps them within their tactics. A little bit of apprehension there. They're trying to bait him into going for it. I think number 8 there wanting to get that ankle grab. It's just so hard. He's so quick with it. Good, better movement here. Nice physicality. You love this swipe. Oh, it's just so hard when you go against a good side, turning your back on them. You've got to have your head on a swivel and be able to flip back around. You can see he knew he was so close in that moment. Good, a little bit of conversation between the teammates and understanding that we should have gone for it together. Those are always the ones that you want back, where you think, oh, I should have committed. I should have trusted my teammate in that moment. I mean, such a competitive game we have here. 28 Scotland to 12 Italy. And Italy have really shown up big since that first raid.
Bonus point to Italy.
Good. Even though out, Italy got the bonus point on that. That's why the bonus point can be such a big benefit to you. 3-on-1. Absolutely terrific job there by Jasa.
11 number out.
Good. As a raider, you're always looking to see what the movement is of the chains. If I step one way, do they hold their ground? Do they flee immediately? What's their spacing? How high up are they? And when we say high up, we mean closer to the midpoint range.
5 number out.
Normally, as a raider, you don't want to engage with a team and try and go too deep to get the bonus point if they're too high up, because you fear that you won't be able to make it back across the midpoint. Got a bit of a cat and mouse game here. You're starting to hear some of the grunts and shrieks of the Scotland team, which play a role in the tactics. It's distraction. It's forcing his eyes to pull elsewhere. Sometimes, I know myself included, you do a bit of a thigh slap to really pull away the vision, and perhaps you might do that to open it up for your teammate on the other side who's looking to come right across and make the tackle. A little tit for tat here between Italy and Scotland, all in good jest, of course. It's great to see the Poland women's team watching along as well. Good, and all out for Scotland, getting the 3 points there. Terrific job. Sometimes tactically you feel as a team you might be better off just to take the all out as well in order to pull in your team.
2 points. 11 and 3 number. 11 and 3 number out.
officiating can be so challenging as well, making sure you can see who was actually engaged with on some of the stops like that. Those people have to then go out. So if there were 2 points on that last stop from a raid from the Scotland side, 2 athletes must then go out. Very similar to musical chairs in that way. Good, slowing down the pace a little bit. Less than a minute till halftime. Good, and just as a reminder for everyone tuning in, a raider has 30 seconds from the time they cross that midpoint line. They then must get to this first line called a balk line, and that is where they initiate their raid. They essentially have to check in. So you'll see them go up to that line. They have to put all their body weight of one foot onto the other, and that is what initiates the raid. From there, they can either go for a bonus if there's 6 or more, which would be attacking that second line, or they can tag people, as we're seeing here. And that should be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us in this first half of the amazing Kabaddi World Cup for Scotland and Italy. Current score is 40-14.
Right, I understand that we have many schools in the room here today. I want to see which school is the loudest. When I call out your school's name, I want you to make some noise for me, okay? Get ready, everybody. When I call out your school's name, I want to hear some noise. We're going to find out who the loudest school in this building is. Let's start with Earlston Primary. How about Edgewick Primary? How about Holy Family? How about Little Heath? How about Sydney Stringer? How about Riverbank Academy? And how about President Kennedy? How about Preston Manor? Yay, that was mine, sorry. Right, guys, let's hear from all of you at the same time. All the schools, make some noise. Oh, that's brilliant. We love having you here. We hope you're enjoying all the Kabaddi action. We've got more action coming very, very soon.
Welcome back, and to any of you that are just joining us here, welcome to the Kabaddi World Cup. We are here in Coventry Building Society Arena. I'm Phoebe Schechter, former captain of England women's Kabaddi team, and you are just tuning in. It's halftime between Scotland and Italy men's teams. Current score here is 40 Scotland, 14 Italy. It hasn't necessarily been a fair reflection of what we've been watching so far today. Italy have done a really great job in that second quarter, stepping up, especially from a stopping perspective on defense. Now, coming into the game today, a bit of controversy around Scotland versus India yesterday. They drew, and so Scotland have come in and really wanted to assert themselves, let people know that wasn't just a fluke, India being one of the favorites here throughout this tournament. And Italy coming into today's match, last playing against Wales and losing that 71-32. So absolutely a statement they want to make as well, and that's what makes this so exciting. Two very different body types when it comes to this format of the sport. All athletes must be within 85 kilograms, but you've got quite long, limby athletes from Scotland and a more stout, lower center of gravity here from Italy. Two different styles, and that's what makes this sport so exciting to be a part of, to be able to witness. It's just been so exciting, and I don't know if you at home all heard, we have multiple schools here from local area in relationships with the council, which has been absolutely terrific. A bit of a cheering concert going off. Always got to compete to see who is the loudest school within here. And what better opportunity to do that? You get to actually scream and have fun and enjoy every moment of this incredible sport of Kabaddi coming to your local area. Now we're about to get started again. The officials are taking their place to initiate the second half of the game. Now Kabaddi is made up of 4 10-minute quarters, and we're going to be starting the raid with Team Scotland. Karan has been one of the top raiders for Scotland for a bit now. You can see just by his wingspan what it means. Again, a little bit of conversation there because he was pulled across the midpoint line. The officials trying to say that he would not be able to be involved in the raid. Now, if he had not been pulled across, he would have been able to push the raider across. Instead, you end up with a situation where an all-out occurs, which is where you no longer have any players left on your defensive side. This is important because you get 3 points for it, and sometimes can be used tactically in order to just build your team back up to its full strength. So as you go along, if you get tagged by a raider who makes it successfully back to their side, the person who gets tagged then has to go out, and that carries on all the way down until there's nobody left. Really nice stop there from Team Italy. Exactly what they want to be able to see. However, if you are a raider and you don't make it back across, and perhaps you only had 5 left on your stopping side, you can refuel your side with a stop like that.
They're out. 6 number out. Point to Scotland.
This is a much better start here for Italy, going a bit tit for tat with Team Scotland, a lot more physical. You can see they're starting to change their tactics. Their line is up. Some of the best raiders are so able to just use their limbs in that way, pushing off each other. Such great spring, absolute athleticism. Nice job again from the Scotland defense. I think a little bit of an injury there as well to number 8. It's such a physical sport. It's essentially like a mix of British Bulldog and rugby without the ball, little MMA.
Point to Scotland.
It's so exciting to watch. You can't help but fall in love when you truly get to see the sport at the highest level. Now, sometimes within Kabaddi, you try and protect your best raiders. Some of you in that moment might have been able to see that the top raider Kran coming across right now, he had left the tackle and was already ready to pursue his raid. It keeps the Kabaddi defense from the other team on their toes the whole time. Good, a bit of an empty raid, and again, we'll talk about this. This is okay. It just means the next time that somebody will have to get a point, whether a bonus point or by touching one of the other athletes.
Number 99 out. Do or die.
So as we heard, this is a do or die raid. So he's got to be able to either get a bonus point or tag one of the stoppers there, and a bonus to start early. It looks easy sometimes from here getting that bonus point, but when you're in that moment and you're deep into the lion's den of the defense of the opposition, it can be so intimidating to just make that leap to get the bonus point. This is probably the most deprived looking defense we have seen from Scotland. What a terrific job. Even a little bit of glee there and smile on the impressed movements from the official. I mean, Italy taking a timeout now. Fantastic job. That's why you can never give up. You've got to have the spirit of the warrior within you, as you'll hear that phrase used many a time. But his ability to be able to make that twist and continue to have an understanding of where the line is, that awareness, that's what makes the greats here. I think we'll have a couple of substitutions coming in now for the Team Scotland side. We want to keep those fresh legs. You'll see that movement, the kind of inner thigh slap and hand up. That is a very traditional Kabaddi celebration. You reach for the sky, you point that one finger, slap the inner thigh. It's a true icon of the sport and of success within our sport. The raider checked in. Empty raid, completely okay. We've got a new raider out. A bit of a different style, a bit of a different body type, going for that bonus point. And what a leaping dive there. This is a conviction they need to be playing with. You can see 99 frustrated with himself to let himself get caught like that. It's so hard in the moment, though. You're having to say Kabaddi. You're having to focus on all these people that are trying to attack you. What a fantastic job, although I think we have an injury on the court as he helps himself off. My goodness, what a terrific tackle that was from Team Scotland. The assertiveness in which he stood there with his legs planted. And again, the tit for tat going between these two teams. As Karan patrols the back, staying out of the way of harm. Good. Kadian coming across, doing a really nice job. You can hear the coaches in frustration asking where the support is. They've got to be able to back each other up. It should very rarely be just one person making a tackle within this sport. That's the beauty of this game. You've got to be able to come across and support every single time. A little bit of a loss of a shoe on that moment, a kabaddi boot falling off a little bit from the Raider. The stoppers of Scotland are very high on the court on Karan. The one thing he didn't want to happen, one of the top Raiders, as he laughs to himself, knowing the mistake that he made as he leaves the court. A good opportunity for a sip of water. Remember, you can go for another point. So on that last one, you saw the Raider tagged one of the Italy defenders, but because he felt safe enough to, he could have gone back in and tried to get another point. Good. That's the support the coaches were talking about. You saw 99 Deluxe coming straight across to grab the ankle. Don't let that cross the midpoint.
Keep it. Down to Scotland.
And just like that, we're into the last seconds of this third quarter. This incredible match between Scotland and Italy. Scotland 59, Italy 27. Look at the way that the team works together. The ankle grab, grabbing the upper body, making sure there is no escape route there. And with that stop, they got their number one Raider crown back onto the court. And just like that, he is back off the court. What a great job. Italy must be so pleased with themselves from that. Perhaps that end of the third quarter came at perfect timing. Karan looking at his finger a little bit, trying to get the physio to come see him. A great opportunity to be able to have water. Of course, they're not able to drink water during the quarters if you are on the court like that. But what a great matchup we have seen so far. The physicality of Italy, the quickness of Scotland, trying to prove to the world that drawing with India was no fluke whatsoever. And again, for any of you that are just joining this, welcome to day 3. We are here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. It is a beautiful day pulling into this fantastic stadium. And here we are watching the Kabaddi World Cup between Scotland and Italy, the first men's game of the day. Absolutely terrific. We've got school children here from the local area who have been absolutely incessantly cheering for Team Scotland in particular, but the joy and excitement they have it's just phenomenal to see. We've got some of the athletes from Poland from earlier who are sat in the stands watching some of the best to do it out here competing. Italy starts the raid. Good, you start to see some of the distracting techniques, the jumping, the noise. And Italy ran right into it.
6 number out.
It's so hard to not let those sounds pull your vision away. You've got to play with such a peripheral vision throughout this whole thing. Even as a stopper, you start to watch where their eyes go. You can't focus solely on the raiders' eyes. They lie to you with their eyes. They tell you one thing to try and pull you another way. And the physicality of this defense is really stepping up big. That is so impressive to be able to catch somebody in full motion like that. There's so many different styles of training that you need to be able to really utilize, from strength and conditioning to forms of MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, just getting on the court and moving around, the cardio fitness. Good, Italy trying to stake their claim. Oh, and you can see the Scotland defender realizing that he had been touched by the Italy Raiders' foot on that play. That's 2 points. And that's where the support comes in. The rest of the team has got to be able to commit and help. You see number 11 trying to push Kran back across the middle in order to prevent him from trying to get after one of his other teammates. Good, 6 off the back of a successful raid, coming back in. You see the 2 sets of corners protecting their star raider there. An empty raid. At this point in the match, Kran has a very good feel for how this Italy side defend. It's so much about reading people. But now we're in a do or die. And Italy has got to get points on this. And on that, unfortunately, he stepped out. That's what's so hard, the ability to decelerate, to feel where your surroundings are. And the experience just does so much of that. Good, you start to see the tendencies here from Italy. Nice job. Really great job being able to pull in on that tackle. Support coming a little bit late. I think there was a bit of confusion from the Scotland side on who is going to raid there.
2 points, 3 number out, 5 number out.
At some point, understanding the score, your fourth quarter, you want to start protecting your star raider. You've got a long week ahead of you. Today is only day 3. You've got to be able to compete all week long. Really great save there from number 4 coming in to help his teammate out. You could see it on the face of Johal, who knew he needed to come in with an arm, not just a slipped-in shoulder. Karan says, I don't care how many games we've got to play this week. I want to make sure that they know how dominant I am. Still mouthing Kabaddi. He got the bonus point. Lots of communication from the team to each other. That's precisely what you need in those moments. Good, and a timeout called by Scotland. Sometimes this is a great opportunity, not just to talk to the team, but also to substitute in some of your reserves that you have on the bench. You're able to bring 12 to a match, 7 which play, 5 which are waiting in the wings for their big moment to get called up. Sometimes here, especially for Team Italy, it's the conversation from the coach. What are we going to work on? What are going to be our wins in the next 4 minutes? How are we going to measure what success is? We've seen them come out of these team talks and out of halftime and end of quarters so enthused and with a brand new energy about them. Good, and substitutes have been put in. And what a terrific leg hold there from Team Scotland. They are proving that they are very dominant in that area and not afraid of contact. Wow, well done by Deluxe, giving 2 points on that raid as he crawled to the midline there. That never give up mentality. It doesn't look like much in the moment, but number 7 with that wrist grab is one of the toughest holds to have within Kabaddi. You've got to be able to hold an entire human's body weight with just their wrist. It is so unique to the sport. Even there, you see Deluxe take a bit more of almost what we would consider that wrestler stance. So ready to sprawl and push off of the defender as they go to grab for their legs. It's one of the hardest to be in that one-on-one position. Good, a bit too much excitement there from Team Scotland, leading Italy to gain a point. Mixing in the Raiders now a little bit. It's great game time experience. Test yourselves against a very worthy opponent in Italy. Good, you're starting to see a little bit more speed, forcing the defense to run. Oh. It's just the look of disappointment in his eyes every time he ends up in that situation. Kicking himself that he knew he could have done something slightly different, but that's the mindset of a competitor.
point, 11
Good. Deluxe proud, showing the crowd that he had 2 points on that raid, showing why he's a worthy raider to be given more opportunities.
Get out.
Got a little bit of an injury there, a bad shoulder, a little bit of a helping hand from the Scotland team. This sport is so physical. You don't have any pads or anything that's protective gear on you. It is literally just multiple people going at it. The contact levels are high. The desire to win is high as we enter into what looks like what could be the last raid of this match.
Get it out. Point is Scotland. Pull number out. Get it out.
And Karan could not let that be the last raid without him asserting his dominance out here. You see the spread out wingspan he has.
One number. Center set. 8 number out only.
And what a way to end this match. Terrific job from both sides. Italy should be very proud of themselves, scoring more points than their last match they had against Wales and Scotland, showing to the world that drawing with Italy was not just a fluke. The coaches, the athletes, all to be incredibly proud of themselves for this great moment. And we have so much more to come. Next up, we're going to be having England versus Hong Kong women's. What's set to be a very exciting matchup. England having won their match yesterday, first of the tournament for them. So make sure that you stay tuned. Check in with us. We can't wait to give you countless hours of more Kabaddi here at the Kabaddi World Cup at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Stay tuned, and we will be back soon.
guys. We've got one more game left in the morning session. Who's going to come out victorious? First of all, can I get a round of applause for your match officials, please? Thank you very much. Here we go. One more game. Now, welcome out to the middle for the final game of the morning session. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Team England!
And welcome back to the Coventry Building Society Arena. For any of those just joining you, my name's Phoebe Schechter, former captain of England Kabaddi, and we are at the Kabaddi World Cup. This is the second women's match of the day. Absolutely incredible. We have Team England versus Team Hong Kong, as Hong Kong are walking out onto the court as we speak. Now, this is going to be an incredible matchup. Team England yesterday playing Hungary in what was quite a big fight ultimately. Now, Hong Kong bring a lot of different skill sets to the table in terms of their shiftiness and how they're able to move. The two teams now meeting in the middle, showing signs of respect. The 7 athletes out on the court. It's been so great to see all the different teams here, all the different countries represented, and what a fantastic stage for this women's Kabaddi element. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. What's so great about the England team is how ultimately they are built out of so many different athletes. They do such a fantastic job. We've got American football represented. You might see the face in the background, a wonderful little poster of one of the American football athletes that's just converted to Kabaddi as well. And I am beyond excited to welcome to the booth Millen, who has just come off the back of a win with Team Scotland. Welcome back and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Phoebe.
He will just be with us in just a second. I think he's still just recuperating from the amazing win that he just had. Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, just had to catch my breath a little bit. And yeah, thank you very much for the nice introduction. It's always good to get the blood pumping just by sitting on the bench and watching people play the sport. But yeah, credit to Italy. Our lads had a nice, comfortable win, though. Looking into this game, it's going to be a big clash. There's a lot of speculation ahead of it. Hong Kong showed great organisation in their defence. Not any advanced solo tackles, just great structure. Looking at that right cover, number 6. She was a very prominent figure in their defence in their last outing, as well as number 10 at the right corner. Although I think she's wearing number 9 today.
Yeah, I feel like it's just been, this is always the first kind of test, getting a read for each other early on. It's okay to go without a point or to leave it as an empty raid. For a lot of these athletes, this is still quite new for them, coming in from rugby and other sports, but one thing they do know is how to tackle.
1 point, England.
That's brilliantly executed there from the left corner. Just blocked the Raiders' exit, and the in was there to gather the legs. England are a more physical side. But take nothing away from Hong Kong. That defensive structure is precise.
Yeah, and even speaking with the England coaches earlier, they talked about Hong Kong and just how quick they are, the athleticism that they bring, and ultimately it's finding ways to play to your strengths. And they do a terrific job of that, really challenging defensively the England Raiders.
Yeah, it's very difficult to judge in these opening minutes, but it did seem like the defence are more standoffish, for sure. Whether that's just testing the waters or perhaps the physicality of England. England have sensed that, and they started to dip a bit deeper towards the end. That might be a recurring theme throughout the remainder of the game. But Raider here looks happy with a bonus attempt. Not given by the refs.
I think that's always one of the challenging things, just double checking with the refs, making sure that you are all on the same page. They'll normally give you a nice thumbs up when they feel confident on the bonus point.
Yeah, it's a very difficult job as well. With no VAR, the officials have such a difficult job. The game is being played at such a fast pace, but got a firm grip on it. Not really let any games get beneath them. But England there with a commanding challenge.
The way that this team have really come together, and they've worked so hard on their tackling, on their support from each other. That's a word you'll hear throughout this tournament, is making sure you're there to support. It's so key in these elements. It can't just be a solo tackle like you were talking about earlier.
Number 6 again there. Number 6 from Hong Kong I'm talking about. She was absolutely fantastic in the outing against Hungary. And there again with the single leg hold, allowed the team to smother the Raider.
Good job trying to pin their feet down within the court on that. A couple getting out though, unfortunately.
Hong Kong actually ended that raid in the green despite being tackled. The bonus followed by one English defender exiting the court. So 2 points being awarded to the side in blue.
Nice movement there from number 9 from England. Starting to get a feel, forcing that Hong Kong defense to just be a little bit on their back heels.
Timeout here. I think some of the England Raiders have been a bit unsettled by the speed of Hong Kong in defence. They're not as easy to get the running hand touch as they would have liked. But that said, they are enticing defenders to make challenges, whether their physicality can help them escape. Could be a driving asset behind this, but 5 minutes played, it's all square.
It's so interesting to see the different styles. You talk about the physicality of England. It puts a little bit of fear into opposition because you know what you're going to go against. But then from Hong Kong's perspective, just the speed and quickness, it's intimidating, truly, when you're in those moments and they can strike at any point.
Yeah, there's not really a favourite going into this match, which is always good for the neutral. Both sides display unique strengths.
Right, great focus there from the England defence.
England can look to those chain tackles as a viable source of points.
And definitely something that they have been truly working on as of late. It's such a key part of the game that's really just starting to develop on the women's side, something that the men's have used for quite some time. But when you get it right, you feel like an unstoppable wall.
It's all about execution. I am surprised to see... There we go. I was interested to see why number 6 was taking an in position there. Given she plays right cover, I would have fancied to see her play at right corner, but nonetheless, England do benefit. Just 1 point there. They've edged ahead of Hong Kong following the timeout break and extended their lead with that tackle. Brilliant double leg hold from the captain.
I think when you're looking at a match like this as well, you look at the opponents that they had previously, and even for England, it was a bit of an easier win against Hungary, and sometimes that doesn't always prepare you for such a physical match like this, one where you mentally have to be so switched on the whole time. Sometimes you'd almost prefer a closer scoreline. It was 85-15, England to Hungary. It can almost do you a disservice at times. Yeah,
it was a convincing win, but it's very important not to get complacent, as you say. You know, every side is here for a reason. They're the best in their country. You know, they want to win. They're not here for just the atmosphere alone. They want to have an impact. They want to get their highlights, They wanted to showcase their skills. And England do have a tougher fixture in Hong Kong than they do in Hungary. Number 6 putting the pressure on. And there we go, double leg hold.
What a fantastic tackle that was. As you said, double leg hold, but so brave in such a key moment. Absolutely incredible. That is going to rejuvenate this Hong Kong side.
The Raider attempted the running bonus, just got caught, but has not been given it. So I assume the tackle came as she was striking the bonus line. But Hong Kong are with another super tackle opportunity. It would bring them level.
That's what I really love about matches like this, where it is so evenly matched, even with different skill sets. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. And 6 going out in that moment.
Number 7, a fresh Raider here. When you are the last person left, the raid is probably beneficial because you can pick up more points, but
really nice job there from Sally, who's one of the rugby players who's recently started playing in this amazing sport. And again, talk about transitional and crossover and technique that really applies to this amazing sport of Kabaddi.
A lot of these women in the England side you will recognise from the British Kabaddi League, which has seen sides like Wolverhampton Wolfpack claiming the left corner of England, and Nottingham Royals with this Raider here, number 9, as well as the captain on the right corner. There's a lot of experience in this England side, and there were question marks about how they would gel coming from such different camps in the British Kabaddi League, such rivals. Seems like they've been a very cohesive unit up until now.
It does go to show how important it is to be able to play on a regular basis and how that has truly grown the game over here by having the British Kabaddi League and allowing for these athletes to play. You've got the university leagues as well. It just gives you that game experience at a really high level. And you can see today, I mean, this England Kabaddi previously were known for their circular teams, and now rectangular Kabaddi is really taking the forefront of the strength of this England side.
First chain tackle we've seen from Hong Kong. And it's good to see that it was successful, because that will be an indicator to them that it's on for the rest of the game. You know, they're not, the England team is not one they should bow their heads to. It's certainly a game Hong Kong are still in, still contenders. We are in the dying stages of the first quarter. England 5 points to the good.
I love to see the children just cheering for the teams out here, and how incredible for them to be seeing Hong Kong all the way here in England competing versus England. I mean, this is just fantastic.
It's a brilliant opportunity for all the players as well. As you say, it's a young sport, and well, a young sport in Europe, and to come here and have finally an opportunity to showcase what you've been training so hard for, what you're so passionate about. I know the players are just loving this.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the best things, and you know this from your years of playing international sport, is the ability to come together and share cultures and share experiences and stories, and you create friends for life. Yes, your opponent's on the court, but afterwards, it's an incredible marriage of multiple countries.
Yeah, in a sport where there's not much, global coverage, there is just a very small pool of people who you can talk to about this passion.
Yeah, and it's so exciting as someone who's been on Team England, watching my teammates competing as well, and seeing their joy, seeing their development is a huge part of it. We want everybody, we need to raise the floor together. I look back to when Ashok Das president of England Kabaddi talked about he wants to get this sport in the Olympics one day, and this is a great starting point to exposing this sport to the rest of the world.
That has been certainly the light at the end of the tunnel for many of the people who have been running the groundwork. That goes to the admin, the staff, the officials who have put everything, relentlessly setting up courts and taking them down, moving them to next venues. People are driven here. And it's so reassuring as a player, as a fan of the sport, to see that there is effort and there is momentum. And what we're doing here in the Midlands in the 2025 Paddy Power World Cup is making that dream come true for so many people across the globe.
Look at the speed and just the ability to change direction, but it was no joke. Number 30 in the corner, getting that ankle hold that she's so famously known for.
She sort of clamped down on that ankle. There was no escape from the beginning. Firmly fixed.
Good reach and good awareness. The ability to feel the defender in the corner, although we might have a little bit of an injury. Looking out for each other in that moment as well.
England were calling for 2 points. A bit frustrated with the decision to give one, but we'll see just how important that becomes. I think the refs have done a spectacular job so far.
They have, and it's in games like this where it is so tightly contested, every single point matters. And so you're right, it might come down to if it was that 1 point. We've seen games like that happen before.
Those are always the best. It's the ones where you almost just can't watch. You see the clock ticking down, both sides battling for it at the end. It ends in life and death on the same pitch. Such a beautiful game.
It is. I love those kind of butterflies in your belly, essentially, that it leaves you with. Such great low center of gravity there.
Yeah, it makes it difficult to approach the raider. You see, number 17 was always in retreat there, just a bit too slow to get back.
Sometimes I think when you come from some of these contact backgrounds, as she does with rugby, your intuition is to engage and drive forwards, and you have to be able to choose those moments so perfectly. It is an absolute science out here.
Yeah, I grew up playing rugby myself, not to a high standard or anything, but certainly one of the main differences in the defence. A lot of people link the similarities, but in rugby, you tackle and you fall forwards. Here, if you tackle and fall forwards, you're pushing the raider towards the midline. And it's very weird and difficult to rewire that muscle memory to then strike forward and then pull back. It's a difficult adjustment to make, but Hong Kong displaying there just the importance of support. The raider did pull the defender forward, but as she was falling, the support quickly gathered her, and Hong Kong managed to benefit. A 5-point differential here in the timeout during the second quarter. Hong Kong are by no means out of this game.
Not at all. Not at all. They have every opportunity to be able to continue to gain points. I mean, we've seen them defensively and how just ferocious they are, the way that they are so quick with their reactions. For raiding, it's just finding that rhythm again. They just need to be able to, again, we build their momentum, get their confidence back. They've got all their athletes almost back out onto the court.
They're so composed as well. I don't see any heads dropping.
No, it's a true spirit warrior out here. And even sometimes when you watch the Raiders go off and you just know, you giggle, you have to laugh to yourself and think, oh my goodness, I should have made a different step here, a different move, set it up.
That's it. It's the precision of your footwork is everything. One wrong step and your body's just off balance, or at least leans into the defender, gives them just that shred of advantage. which they can capitalise on and have done so many times throughout this tournament.
Find the ability just to flip your hips around as well. You go into a deep lunge as you're reaching and then flip back around and change direction. Well done coming across on the support. Again, Team England have really been phenomenal in this area.
Yeah, the physicality worked on England's side there. The support was a bit slower. The Raider had a couple seconds to fight for the midway line, but in the end, the support was just enough to...
In those moments, you're always thinking, do I commit, and what if I get caught as well, and then we're all out. And so you have all these thought processes happening in the blink of an eye, but you ultimately just, if the team goes, you've got, and you're in a, and you can feel you're in a position, just run and get over the top, prevent any arms. We saw in your game previously when Team Italy had spun around on his feet and gotten his legs across. The play doesn't stop till the whistle goes.
Yeah, that hesitancy to pull the trigger has been so costly for so many teams. The initial hit comes in and there's uncertainty about whether the Raiders safe or not, and then at the last second, a couple of defenders jump on just as they cross the line, and it's a game-changing moment. Support must be decisive, and that comes with practice. More familiarity with the confinements of the court, more familiarity with the pace of the game.
Yeah, we've seen throughout that the real understanding of where the court is has played a big role earlier in the women's game too, in terms of just having that feel, staying within the bounds of play. And that is literally just practice. And for some, they've not had a full-size court to be able to play on. So for some, this might be their first time truly playing on a Kabaddi court like this. And so they don't have the same feel yet.
I don't know whether it's just me, but it feels like whenever I step onto the mat, everything just shrinks. Everything's just much closer than it seemed in practice, and all of a sudden it becomes very real. That lightheartedness, that excitement just turns to pure drive. You see it in every team here. Everyone's fixated on the objectives, on the strategy.
It's the laser focus when you're out there. You don't hear anything else. You don't see anything else. Your eyes are just attached to where you need to be looking, and your game plan that you have in your head. You can see it here with these women, how laser focused they are in order to continue to make tackles like that. It's almost impossible when 4 or 5 of you are engaged in a tackle and you love the camaraderie helping each other up.
Such a big hit then. Number 6 just ate it up.
Hong Kong were looking to try and call for a timeout on that one just to regroup, but the Raider had already began.
Ravina here has been a very strong Raider for England in their last outing, but not seen much of her today. She'll be happy to run down the time, and timeout has been called by Hong Kong. So now the lead has extended to 13 points. Hong Kong face an increasingly uphill battle. What would you be saying to them, given their performance so far?
I understand it's an uphill battle, but 13 points can be easily won back. You've got a whole other half of Kabaddi to be played, and you've got the strength, you've got the mentality. We just need to pull together. Some of those tackles have ended up being solo when they didn't need to be, and ultimately, if we work together, communicate, we talk so much about that body language, give each other the signs to go for it all at once. And Raiders, it's getting caught in the middle. You're getting caught in these traps that England are setting for you. So get some movement, use your strength. That's your quickness. Changing your angles and your height in order to avoid and evade capture.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they start this they resume the second quarter following the timeout. I think number 6 can put a bit more pressure on Piravina there. She is threatening to go in the middle. And there we go, she did well to escape.
She's such a threat for any raider that comes her way. You know, as a raider, you go in there and you want to avoid going to her side, to her corner, because of what she's able to do. She has no fear when it comes to defense and will make a tackle in the blink of an eye.
Number 10 attempting the bonus there. The England team adamantly refusing that she got it. Bonus not given. Now England must not return empty-handed here. It's a do-or-die raid. What's interesting here is that number 9 and number 6 have swapped positions.
I wonder why they would tactically try and do that, what they're seeing from England.
Perhaps they see that, you know, the Raiders are dipping in the middle, and number 6 has been a bit more commanding in defense. And so when they do dip in the middle, number 6 can come round. I only assume could be a whole other array of things, but England do seem to be controlling the new revised strategy.
Much better job on the support on that one, much more committed from the team. The Raider is quite high in that moment.
Oh, wow. Is that a super raid?
Number 2, number 3 out. 2 point.
No, just 2 points there.
2 number and 3 out.
What a great fight to reach for that line. That's what I love about this. The play never stops. Although she might have just hurt her wrist a little bit, so she's able to patrol from the back line there.
Yeah, but at what point, as an England coach, would they start looking for rotation? Because one thing you don't want is, especially as a contender for the title, is an injury to plague your performance in the knockouts. And
no, you're absolutely right. And perhaps that's a halftime adjustment that they're going to make. We're just about going to head into the half after this raid.
She does look uncomfortable with that wrist, but I mean, Hong Kong there, not going down without a fight. Support coming from the benches. It's half-time. Well, England in the lead by 15 points. I can't say they haven't deserved it.
No, they've earned everything out here, but what a great way for Hong Kong to finish that half, build that momentum, build that confidence for when they start back out in this second half. And now the teams switch sides to be able to defend the other side of the court, and hopefully a breath of fresh air for Hong Kong, where they can take a moment, decompress, and get ready to attack again.
Well, the action is very, very exciting here in Coventry. The World Cup is in full flow, and we've got a very special guest to talk to here at halftime. We're going to meet someone who's won a gold medal as captain of an England team at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Amma Agabazi, everybody. Please make some noise. Amma, welcome to the Kabaddi World Cup. How have you found it all so far?
It is super intense and super exciting. I've been trying to see if there's any transferable skills from netball, and I think there are some.
Yeah, I think so. I think a super tackle in netball, why not?
Netball's non-contact, supposedly, but the agility, the speed, the gameplay and the plans, I think that definitely will come into play in Kabaddi. And I've just been really impressed, I think, watching women do it. I've seen in the UK previously, I've seen male Kabaddi, but watching women play is incredible, and I think inspirational for me and for lots of the people who are here in the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got so many young people watching as well. Now, as someone who's won a gold medal for England, you know, that this has got to be great to see the next generation of English sports fans coming through.
Absolutely, and I think there's not many opportunities to go and see live sport. You might support a football team and the tickets are really expensive, and so I think actually being physically in the building while there's international competition going on, it's a rare opportunity. So lots of, I guess, kudos to the schools that have come along today, and opportunities for their young people to potentially see a sport, whether it's this one or another one, and take it up and progress it further.
And the England women's team here in the Kabaddi competition, they're doing really well, winning at the moment in this contest, won their first game as well. Proud of them, looking excited about their chances?
Yeah, they're looking really good, and I guess obviously as an English person, I'm meant to be impartial here because I'm doing a bit of a all-round job, but actually as an English person, I'm really impressed by what I see with the England team, and I'm hoping that they go from strength to strength. Obviously there's some powerhouses in Kabaddi, India being one, but I think England are doing well, and I hope to see them in the finals.
Fantastic. Amma, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful time here at the Kabaddi. How about a Kabaddi? Will you do that with me? Just follow me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Kabaddi. There we go, everybody. Back to the action.
Well, it's great to see athletes across different sports sinking their teeth into the sport for their first time. England will be looking to mirror that accomplishment with a gold here at the 2025 Kabaddi World Cup.
It's the passion that I feel that's really come across from both these teams, the desire to push and to be absolutely great in these moments. You see how physical it has been, how much it means to these teams in order to be successful. And this is what it's all about. Leaving it all out on the mats here, really representing and making a name for your country as we move on to the next stages of the Kabaddi World Cup.
Yeah, and also we're seeing a lot of kids have come to support their respective teams. That's such a promising sign for the future. I'll remember this moment for the rest of their lives, meeting the players, talking with them, joking with them, laughing with them, and then watching them put their body on the line for their countries.
I think it's so great because for some of these kids, they've never even seen Kabaddi played before. So this is the first time, and we use this line a lot, but if you can see it, you can be it. And it truly is representative. If I see somebody that looks like me, I feel like I can achieve that, and I want to be a part of that. And that is so inspiring for a lot of these young people who maybe thought, oh, I didn't even know that this is a sport I could be involved in. And now I've got opportunity to maybe one day play for my country. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and seeing the development of the women competition. I've been in the British Kabaddi League since season 2, and when I was there was no women's division, and obviously it emerged and showcased some unbelievable, undeniable talents. And now we have a whole World Cup with a full women's division from the 4 corners of the earth. It's only growing.
It's absolutely inspiring, and you think about the different roles that come with this as well, from the players to the coaching staff to the athletic trainers to literally the media that we have here today. I mean, there are so many different ways for you to be involved in the sport of Kabaddi, and it's so exciting. And I love to see that you keep seeing that big kind of poster head in the background. One of my teammates I play Great Britain American football with, Sophia Clare, she only started playing Kabaddi 2 months ago. And here she is representing England on the largest stage possible. The sky is the limit.
Shows just how much people have sacrificed and given to the sport. In just such a short period of time, you've had to really sweat to be where they are. And there can be both sides here can certainly be proud of what they've shown today. The captain there with another double leg hold, extending the lead to 14 points.
They needed that, though, a little bit. Hong Kong has come out strong so far with only 5 stoppers on the England side, 1 rating at the moment. They needed to find their confidence early on, but I love this back and forth. That's my favorite part, that little tit for tat the entire time, always trying to push the edge a little bit, and 1 point given to each side.
Each 1 point. 上来一个，那边要上来一个。
A little bit of
So
confusion here.
she assumed that the ref had given the point against her and then walked off the court, which has then disqualified her from staying on. And so England actually managed to recover a point. Just a bit of confusion there, but
That comes with experience of the game and
yeah, understanding the hand signals behind the referee's decisions.
And that's where we all get to learn together. And how long ago did you start playing kabaddi?
I started in my 3rd year at university in, I think, 2021. Since then, it was fast. Like I started with some university tournaments, and I wasn't very good at my first year, I must admit. And then 2nd year, I started to find my feet. I was very blessed to be given an opportunity in the British Kabaddi League, where I met world stars like Vinay Gupta, Keshav Gupta, Yuvraj Pandya, Michael Spichko, Peter Pamelak. I got to play with some of my heroes in the sport, and it gave me the confidence to grow. And now I've been playing in the British Kabaddi League ever since. I've moved on to England and won the silver medal at the Beach Championships, and here I am commentating at the 2025 World Cup. It seems like it's just happened in the blink of an eye, and I don't intend on slowing down anytime soon, as do none of my teammates, none of my opponents. Everyone's in this committed.
It's absolutely incredible, and I think your story isn't too unfamiliar to most people that have found this sport perhaps a bit later in life, but there's so many opportunities, especially with the doors are all open right now, and you could achieve anything you want within this sport. And it's such an incredible journey to see what you've been able to do, the way that you are now inspiring the next generation. And I think that's what's so special. All the people here today, the men's, the women's teams, you look around and they are inspiring everyone around them to think that I might one day be able to do what you're doing on this massive stage in this incredible arena that we are in here in Coventry.
I think you and I can hammer that point home, because we really believe that, because we've experienced it, we've lived it. We've seen this game from the top, looking down at the foundations below, and I must say, from the day I've started to this moment, the sport has come so far. And that's thanks to the people behind this organisation, thanks to the sponsors, and of course Paddy Power for the opportunity, but as well Ashok Das has been working, Prem Singh, the godfather of Kabaddi.
He will love that name. What a great tackle there, I have to say, by England. Fantastic job. Did not let number 7 from Hong Kong get out. Really, really terrific. And you're right. I mean, there's so many people that have been driving this. It's been a passion project for so many for so long. And to see the fruits of the labor, they always say you plant the tree, you may never see the actual fruit grow. But to see this happening now, and with hopes of being involved in what could be Commonwealth Games and eventually World Games and then Olympics, the pathway is clear, the trajectory is clear when you see how many people from around the world come together to play this incredible sport on this massive stage.
Yeah, it's something that both sides are relishing here. I've personally not seen Hong Kong play before this tournament, but wow, what a side. They are trailing, but there's nothing shameful about their performance today. It's commendable. Look at this.
Wow. That ankle grab, they are so lethal with that. I mean, it is so challenging to be able to do that. They make it look easy. You grab, you've got to pull in, put your body weight down onto the floor. I mean, there's so many things that have to happen in an instant, like a cobra just aiming for this small little target.
Yeah, they're still encouraging each other, still high five, still smiling. Such an amazing attitude to see. It's very difficult when you are trailing by a margin like this. 14 points to the good England are, and extending that to 15. still looks composed in the Hong Kong camp.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of still talking to each other, smiles on their faces. Imagine how, when they leave this tournament, how much knowledge they're going to have, how far they've developed, and they're going to be able to bring that back and help to really elevate the sport in their country. Absolutely phenomenal.
And on a physical level, they are the underdogs. You know, they are outsized by their opponents today. And I know for a fact that, you know, they play in leagues where the weight limits and weight restrictions are lower. And so getting the opportunity to play against, you know, those more physical, more brutish sides will give them a bit more robustness to their defense, a bit more confidence in facing the lighter ones.
It makes such a difference, but it forces you to use such different skill sets, which is why you can see those ankle grabs, those quick moments. It comes to life, and talk about right as we're discussing their skill sets like that. Phenomenal.
Brilliant from number 9. She's been something of an all-rounder for her side. She's contributed in attack and shown defensive prowess as well. I'm not sure whether she is the captain or not, but she certainly is a leader.
And just, I love the word you used earlier, stoic. That really refers to how she's presented herself throughout this tournament. Nothing gets her down. Look at the smiles, knowing that she is going to have this one-on-one right now. This is one of the toughest situations between the three of them. You've got to be so on the same page as your other defender.
You see, that's another super tackle here for Hong Kong. I can't count how many it's been in a row. They're certainly on a streak.
Closing that gap already.
You can see why they're smiling. They're clearly so well-versed in these situations. And I think they just love being here. They love the opportunity to make the tackle.
Or anything, you need saying no touching or anything.
England say, not today. We've got to put a stop to the bleed, essentially. The defense coming up strong. The way that they operate together is just phenomenal. Back in this dangerous situation where you've got two defenders versus one raider. They've been so good on this. You can see Six. She doesn't want to get stuck in that corner like she has previously. She'd rather take a do or die. And that should make Hong Kong feel very good about that. You force them into an uncomfortable situation, and that's a lot of respect from England to Hong Kong on what they've been doing from those tackling perspectives. You have to be so switched on and so tactically aware in those moments. You think it would be easier when there's only two, but they come and surround you like a pack of wolves. It's incredible. So as we're heading into the fourth quarter here, the current score is 36 England, 23 Hong Kong. But both teams have earned every single point so far. Hong Kong putting on a masterclass of defense, and England responding as well. The way that they have been tackling as one is what you want to have as an example for how to operate. They'll be able to leave this game with a lot of confidence and the ability to build on some of the mistakes that they've had throughout, but that's what you need. Just got to be cautious of some of the injuries that start to build. That's what makes World Cups and long competitions like this so unique is how do you fare with your recovery? How do you fare throughout a tournament? How do you continue to compete whilst having injuries? It takes a very resilient side to be able to do that, and we're seeing this right now from both teams. And here we go. Hong Kong starting to raid in this last quarter here. The tactic there being they just wanted to make sure they could force England to come and raid. They feel so confident in this 2-on-1 situation. And you can see the apprehension there from England. Remember, if they get an empty raid back to back, they've got a do or die. It's a very clever tactic. But now they've got to get points. 9 looking to get the bonus point. Not to engage. And what a successful trip that is. This gap closing slowly. Look at the smiles. They understand the situation. Now 3-on-1. This is a lot of pressure on the Raider. It's a do or die. You have to have your wits about you all the time.
Red out. Red out. Good boy.
We have a little bit of an injury.
Time. Doctor. 35 seconds.
A little bit of an injury here going on. Again, we talk about it, how physical, how tough these athletes are. Full body contact going into it. Some choose to wear mouth guards, some do not. But you leave your body on the line for your team, for your country, whilst you're out here. But what a tough athlete being able to get through that with a bang to the nose. You can see England are starting to have a little bit of conversation about how they get themselves out of this hole. They keep sending one across to the lion's den. And look at these school kids just having the best time of their lives out here. Good, continuing to force England into these uncomfortable positions. An empty raid can happen, an empty raid being where no points are gained. The next one would just be a do or die. And now you start to slow down the clock. You want to use all the time you possibly can. Good, a new raider in. Good, perhaps a little bit more apprehensive than we've seen in the past. A bit higher with her posture. Again, she's okay to take an empty raid here. Just being cautious of getting stuck. So in that situation, England gets the point because the raider did not go back across the midpoint. It's fine to go back across the midpoint before time expires, but if you do not get back across before time expires, that's where the points are awarded. And that looks like a little bit of an injury there.
Right out. Super go. 2 point.
Such a physical game that we have. Points awarded. There's only a 10-point spread here. They're going to keep sticking with their tactics, forcing England to raid. It's all about playing to your strengths, inviting them into that lion's den and to capture them in that corner. In some ways, it's harder when you have to go against less people like that. When there's 7 out on the court, or even 6 out on the court, you can flush people out. You can make those moves. You've got a higher chance of getting someone on their back heels. Hong Kong feeling good with their strategy right here. And that is going to give England a bit more confidence. The chain coming to life just in time. And the kids cheering in the background for Team England, wanting them to escape this trap. With only 5 minutes left in the match. Cheering coming from the sideline. The coaches are elated. The gap is now down to 8 points. This is massive. You've got to start thinking about time here as England slowing down. Take all 30 seconds. With an England raider trapped, another Hong Kong defender steps onto the court and the 5v1 begins. Finding ways to make them move. An empty raid, and then immediately 10 comes across. Good, needing to stay nice and low. And what a huge move from Hong Kong. 6 points gap, the closest it's been since we've seen in the first quarter. This is momentum. This is exactly what Hong Kong wanted. Sophia Clare here, new to the sport. The nerves of this England team sat on the edge of their seats here. The one-on-one competition is so hard for a defender like that. And just like that, a timeout is called. A regroup is needed. 38-36. How this game has changed fantastically by the tactics that are being used by Hong Kong. That's what's hard in matches like this. You can gain points so quickly. You can never look at the score line or take your foot off the gas pedal. A couple injuries have definitely affected England here, but Hong Kong are capitalizing. They're having fun. You see them over there, smiles and the cheers going around. Testing the waters early. Getting a read on this Hong Kong defense. Having faith that also your defense as England are able to bring it home. So utilize all the time, playing smart here. Watching for the attack. They want to make that time go as quickly as possible. So Hong Kong are checking in for the raid and immediately going back to entice and force England defenders. A bonus point, a touch, and that is huge for Team England here, giving them a little bit of breathing space. And they gave a bonus point here. 2 points differential on the edge of our seats. This is a huge raid. Under 2 minutes now left in this match. Good awareness from the raider. The ability to re-find her balance there. 9 feeling very confident. Good, alerting the check-in. Oh. And a bonus point awarded to bring it down to 1 point differential. It's a do or die as well, just to add more pressure, but that's where diamonds are made. And that is precisely what Team England needed with a minute left on the clock. And England's defense stepping up in those big moments. Just playing it smart here, utilizing all the time on the clock. A game that seemed so clearly dominant in their favor early on has come down to the final 20 seconds. A smart move in that situation. It was only 1 point. She didn't allow her teammates to get touched. She sacrificed herself. And what a way to finish the match. 2 points, 4 points awarded there to seal the deal. And England take home the win. Slightly stressful for them, but absolutely terrific job. Congratulations, Team England, on that win. I think they couldn't believe it, but it goes to show what an incredible side Hong Kong have been, what an incredible opponent and competitor they have been all along. What a fantastic match that we have all just witnessed. My goodness. So that gives 2 wins to Team England here as they continue to be one of the favorites in this tournament. Congratulations to both teams. What a great showing of Kabaddi here in the 2025 Kabaddi World Cup. I mean, if this didn't keep you on the edge of your seats, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what did. Fantastic job by all teams and officials, really keeping that as close as possible to the very last second. And for all of you who are looking at when the next time you can watch some more Kabaddi, we have a game kicking off at 1 p.m. and that is going to be an absolute lights out adventure. where men's England take on USA for a physical matchup, as you can imagine. Thank you for joining us for the 2025 Kabaddi World Cup here at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Stay tuned. I'm Phoebe Schechter, and I can't wait to see you all again at 1 p.m.
University of Wolverhampton gave me the support and confidence that I needed to go out into the world and succeed. I studied marketing and PR at Wolverhampton University. I starred in quite a few films. I made a decision to start making documentaries. I found the subject as it was about a nomadic community living in Pakistan. It actually went on to be sold to Netflix, and I set up a charity in India. So I was brought up in one of the most positively struck communities in the whole of England. So I do want to give you advice that anyone that finds they're in a similar situation, you need to look inside yourself, find your passion, believe in yourself, and be brave. And really, really,